But I got money in the bank, gold in the safe, 30 in the clip, I got more in my waist. Done the whole shit, I can let it go to waste. Hold up. But I got money in the bank, gold in the safe, 30 in the clip, I got more in my waist. Done the whole shit, I can let it go to waste. Hold up. But I got money in the bank, gun on my waist, 30 on the clip, I got one in the fist. Rob a nigga quick, how I get it out the field. When I ride the voice, shit just with a city nigga free. Hold up. Then I gotta go. When I jump in that pussy, I like Geronimo. Boy, I'm a killer, don't push me, I get the domino. I lay a nigga down, not a sound, and you out of your. But I got hundreds in the safe, hoes in my fist. Turn them all down for the work in the bitch. Try to set a nigga up like a server to the jets. I won't let them get the jump, but I've been looking for the pay. I'm a big spinner, big tipper. I'm a big shooter, bitch, a big killer. Big Ruger for them bigger niggas. I swear to God, I shoot it out without you, bitch niggas. Cause I got 30 in the kid. Split, 100 round clips on the ground for the sneeze. 17 shots, I'm too late for the day. Hold up. I'ma run it up and I'm gonna get money. How you wanna go to war and you ain't get nothing? And I'm going hard, boy, I'm a shadow with the air. If you wanna go to war, time to get it out of sick. I got money in the bank, gold in the safe, 30 in the clip, I got more in my waist. Done the whole shit.
Please.
You can't control them.
No,
you can't control that
okay.
one. That's mouth to self.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell. I could put some. Oh, okay. Push you again, right? And then and do it, and you still ain't gonna do nothing. And you still ain't gonna do nothing all day. You still ain't gonna do. Still ain't gonna do it. I'm right here, man. I'm right here. Is that all y'all do on the east side? Is run your mouth? Is that all you do on the east side? Is run your damn mouth? You all think we're just a bunch of bitches? You think I'm supposed to show up and have you run your mouth? Come on then. Come on then. I'm right here. Push you again. I pushed you once and you scared. That's why you scared. Camera is on. My camera's been on. My camera's been on. You scared. Come on. You scared, right? Scared, right? You scared. You want me to leave it in my car? Is that what you want? You want me to leave it in my car? What do you want me to do for you to put some hands on me?
Just come back over.
You want me to put my pistol away? You want me to put my badge away?
Come back over without your uniform.
Okay, I'll be back tonight then.
Yeah, come back tonight.
Okay.
Come back tonight.
But in the meantime, I'm right here.
No, I'm not gonna touch you while you got
your uniform. Of course not. You're not. You scared, son. You run your mouth, but you scared.
I just ain't gonna get in that charge on no.
You run your mouth. He's scared. I just told him I wasn't gonna arrest him. I'm not even gonna tase you. I'm not even gonna mace you. I'm gonna give you these hands, and you still gonna run your mouth. You still scared. He's scared. Am I right or am I wrong? You scared, right? Is that how we do it on the east side, right? You want these hands, you can have them. I won't even arrest you, son. You scared. That's what you is. That's why everybody around here punk you. Because you ain't nothing but a pussy. You. What's your last name, man?
He's good. He's good. He's good. Don't do it. Don't do it.
The rookie started first. See, that's all bad.
You all right? Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
He's good. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So what the fuck?
Done?
You pussy bitch.
All right.
Run your fucking mouth.
Hold on. What the fuck?
Done?
Don't arrest him. Don't arrest him.
What the fuck?
Okay,
See, I thought it was gonna be a one-on-one. What type of shit was that?
My partner didn't fucking do nothing.
Man, you pussy ass bitch.
Fuck you.
Man, what's up?
You scared.
What's up?
You got
Done.
these hands.
I'm
You scared.
I'm scared, huh? I'm
We're
scared.
done. We're done.
We ain't done.
We're done.
Fuck that shit.
Done.
We is not done on this.
Done.
No. Fuck that.
Done.
735.
Bitch ass out.
We're 10-4.
You tougher than a bitch. You hoe ass bitch. Fuck you, me.
How long y'all been thinking he been wanting to whoop somebody's ass like that? That is a very famous video from a couple of years ago. I think it's either Springfield, Missouri or Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm not sure where it was, but a very famous situation where a police officer responds to a domestic. It seems like a situation where like the family The entire family is having some sort of argument. This person that is in that video, that's a 17-year-old kid, okay? And you know, I didn't give you guys the full like 20-minute video, but there's a lot of back and forth where the 17-year-old is just, you know, jawing and talking shit, and the police officer, you know, he's just had enough, and he's like, look, you know, we can throw them hands, like we can do this shit. So clearly that officer was about that shit, and he put his hands on this dude. You know, he didn't tase him, he didn't mace him, he didn't shoot him. You know, it was a straight up one-on-one. So on one hand, you have to, you kind of can understand where this officer is coming from, right? You know, like I say all the time, these juveniles, these kids, and being in a situation where you're constantly being challenged, you're constantly being threatened, you're constantly being called out. And I can only assume that police officers deal with this on a much higher scale, you know, than even we do. So on one hand, you understand, but at the same time, like there's a level of professionalism that has to be maintained. And clearly that wasn't taken into account here. This officer ultimately lost his job and was charged. So I say all that to say that today we're going to be talking about the rise of security guards being caught on camera, the rise of the McEgo. There are a lot of videos out there where security guards are being found in situations where they're in fights or they're in, you know, less than flattering issues, caught on camera working at McDonald's. And listen, when you see this video of this police officer, no one is immune. All of us, grown men, full-grown adults, it is none of us are immune to having an ego battle that can lead to a situation like this. So I'm going to show you guys today 3 videos, all right? 3 videos of security guards that are involved in situations that are happening at local McDonald's, and one that is the most recent that I think is probably the most important one for security guards to think about. So before we get to that last one, we're going to go through each one of these. The first one is going to be Officer McMagnet. Why do I call him Officer McMagnet? It's because this guy just simply is involved in an ego battle where he cannot just back up. Guys, listen, when we talk about creating space and not closing that gap, it's not because it's only about the reactionary gap of you being able to have more time to react. It's also about giving yourself that space to think about the situation and the actions that you're taking. When you allow yourself to get drawn in and you get into this chest to chest, head to head with a subject, it becomes an ego battle that you're so tunnel vision focused that you can't think about what you're doing. And this officer is a prime example. Let's go ahead and bring it in. This is Officer McMagnet.
And he hold on to his gun. A special police. What's special? Hey, ice cream. Bitch ass nigga. He mad, baby.
Fuck wrong with you? Know you a bitch. Bitch ass nigga.
Walking all up on him. Look how far he's not giving him no space. Like, come on, y'all. Why you gotta be all up on him like that? You ain't get that. Come on, y'all.
Hey, what's up,
you antagonizing
like
like you're
bag and put that gun down. You
like you antagonizing. Like what's
take
your
that
problem?
bag and
Are
put
you
that gun
angry?
down. Take that fucking mace
He
off.
really would. He was
Take that shit off, nigga.
for real. Like he was sitting there holding on the
take
gun
that
like
shit
he
off.
just come up with an attitude for
You
what?
need a gun, bitch. You need a fucking gun.
Hey, get out his face. Nah, watch out, young. Nah. Watch out.
So before we finish this up, let me just say this. Another thing to remember is that it is really, really hard to not allow the people that are on the peripheral, this female that's in the back that's chirping, running her mouth. It's so hard to not allow that to get into your head, right? So if you're in this ego battle where you're dealing with a subject and he's talking shit, the people around you are hyping everybody up and they're saying things to you, and you're going to hear this chick. She's just, you know, she's calling this guy out of his name. She's talking about how old he is, how fat he is. She's going to call him gay, all this stuff, right? You have to block that out. You have to focus on the subject and you have to focus on the issue at hand. Once you start letting these people that are on the side of the situation get into your head, you're done. And then you're going to see that this is what happens with this guy.
No, watch out. No, because you wild as shit. No. Like, wild. Yeah, you're being recorded, too.
My meal. Y'all should not be watching.
Is antagonizing? I'm gonna send it to your company too, Mr. Special Police Officer.
You's a cold-blooded bitch.
This was the
You's a
special archangel.
You's a bitch. You's a
Well,
bitch.
shit.
You bitch ass nigga. When I get my shit, I get the fuck. Fuck wrong with you. I ain't going nowhere till I get my fucking food that I fucking paid for. Fuck wrong with you.
Can I get my food? Hello, can we get our food? 121 and what was the other one?
128. What?
Antagonizing. Like,
What?
back up from him. Like,
What?
I mean, what is your problem?
What?
He's scared
What?
as shit. He's scared as shit.
What? You's a bitch.
He's scared as
You's a
shit, dog.
You's a bitch.
That badge,
You's a
that
cold-blooded
badge
bitch.
is making you
You's a
look
cold-blooded bitch.
If you mace
You
us
bitch
in this
ass
joint,
nigga.
that shit
Fuck
go
wrong
everywhere,
with
and I'ma sue your ass on guard. I'ma sue the shit out your ass. Antagonized.
Shit.
Holding mace and shit. I wish the fuck you would.
Hey, fuck wrong with you.
And I Pino sprayed everybody all right.
Man, back up from him. Back up.
That shit.
If he sprays, he spray everybody.
with that shit.
And I got a real police officer on my time. The fuck you dumb as shit.
I'ma eat that shit, bitch. I'ma eat that shit, bitch. Fuck you talking about?
You
Fuck
telling
you
him to back up, but you all on him.
Fuck no, I ain't backing up. Get the fuck out my face.
Stop touching him. Stop touching him.
I wish
Stop
you
touching
fucking
him.
would.
The fuck?
I wish you fucking would.
Back up from him. But you all in his face while he trying to get food. Like, that's so unsanitary. The fuck? Like, that shit is loud as
Put your
shit.
gun bash in the motherfucker. All that shit right there on the fucking
He ain't
counter.
going to. He ain't going to. His old ass scared as shit.
Bitch.
He's old.
Bloody bitch.
He old. That's why your baby old as shit.
Bitch ass nigga.
He a bitch.
Hoe-blooded bitch. You's a hoe. And I'm still in this bitch getting my motherfucking food, nigga. Fuck wrong with you. Fuck wrong with you.
You keep
You gotta get my fucking iced tea.
act like he gay or
Let me
something.
get my fucking iced tea.
Like, all in his face.
You come walking up on me like, fuck my motherfucking order, bitch. Fuck wrong with you. Hey, fuck my motherfucking order. You faggot ass nigga.
So I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the guy, the subject in the sweatshirt, on his right hip, he has a sheath. I don't know if there's anything that's in it. There's a part in the video when they actually get into the fight, when they're on the ground, that it looks like there's a knife that comes out of this. So just kind of cue in on this guy's right back pocket and tell me if you think that this is a sheath or if I'm seeing like a belt or something. But I just kind of picked that up.
Yeah, okay, what? Okay, what? Anytime, jump then, bitch. Jump. Oh bitch. Nah, you back the fuck up. You walking up on me.
Y'all, what the fuck? Nah, y'all, come on, man. Nah, y'all, hey, nah, what the fuck is you doing? Nah, get the fuck off him, y'all. What the fuck is you
Bitch ass nigga.
Nah, don't pull out your gun. Don't do that. 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 I'm telling you right now. Don't do that, ho. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you being recorded and you dead wrong. Don't do that. Don't pull out your gun, y'all. Don't pull out your gun. I'm telling you right now, y'all. Don't pull out your gun. Don't pull out your gun, y'all.
So really good to point out here that in a situation where you're working security, clearly you're going to more than likely be the only person that's there, right? Notice how everybody is getting involved in the hooping, the hollering, the gassing up of the guy who's talking shit back to the security guard or the special police officer. Everybody wants to be involved, right? The second that the subject has the security guard in a headlock and is delivering blows to the security guard, nobody wants to get involved, right? Everybody's cheering. Everybody's having a great time. The second that the police officer or the security guard starts to get the better of the guy, now everybody wants to run over. This is something to be aware of. Like, you're going to be in a situation where no matter who's in that environment, the bystanders that are in that environment, they're not going to help you when you're in that situation. They are more than willing to jump in and help out the asshole that's creating the problem, right? The asshole that has led to whatever situation that's caused you to either be there or be responding to that situation. But once you get on the floor and you're in this tussle, the second that you start to get the better of the person, they're going to get involved, right? So if you back it up to the situation where he's face to face with this guy, he's nose to nose, head to head with this guy, like, what are you accomplishing, right? If that video gets out, it hits social media, it gets back to your company, what is your justification for standing there for the past, 2.5 minutes, just being nose to nose with this guy? These are the types of ego battles that lead to situations like this. They lead to people getting hurt, getting harmed, getting killed. Clearly, security guards getting fired, contracts getting cut, and you're going to see more of this as we move on. I don't think there's anything left on this video. Let me push it here.
Go ahead. What you doing, son? Fuck wrong with you? You ain't going down here. Got one? Go, man.
Yep, that's the end of that. Let's go ahead and remove this one. My man here says, yeah, I was involved in that, but I was calm and collective. And when they didn't get the reaction out of me that they wanted, they calmed down and we talked it out and they left the property. Full transparency, I was in a situation last night. I'm working at the store and I had to take a leak. So I go to the downstairs bathroom, and the second that I go in, somebody starts banging on the door, right? Just boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, yeah, just 1 second, right? And they keep banging on the door, and the guy starts cussing. He's like, yeah, motherfucker, open the goddamn door. And I'm like, what the fuck, right? So as I open the door and I step out, this guy's like, I've been waiting for 20 goddamn minutes, and you in there in the motherfucking bathroom all day. I'm like, bro, when I just came over here, I literally just came over here 2 minutes ago. Like, I just came in to take a leak. Like, the bathroom's all yours. And the guy's just cussing me out, and he's talking all kinds of shit, to the point that ultimately I'm like, you know what? It's probably time to go. So I just close the door, I lock it, and I call for one of the managers to come over. So in the time between me closing the door and when that manager comes over, this guy is just, he's getting aggressive. He's talking shit. He's walking up. He's wanting to fight. He's given all the indicators of the guy in this video, the subject in the video with the sweatshirt. That's how this guy's acting. Fist balled up, teeth clenched. I'm like, yo, this guy wants to fight me over the goddamn bathroom. Like this is about to go down. So, I'm making the necessary adjustments. I'm creating space. I'm getting my pepper spray ready if I need to. I'm waiting, trying to stall for that manager to get there. Once the manager gets there and sees what's going on, the manager immediately is like, hey, you got to go, bro. You can't be in here. So we go back and forth, and this guy is like, he is adamant that he wants to fight. And I'm doing everything I can to talk this guy off the ledge, especially in light of the fact that we just had the stabbing at Macy's a couple days ago. Like, everything that we've been talking about on this channel, I'm like, listen, like, there's just a bad vibe in the air in terms of security guards getting harmed, hurt, or killed. And I definitely don't want to be a part of that statistic, and I don't want to have to hurt this person. So, I'm doing everything I can to try and talk this guy off the ledge, but he is just like that guy, and he is adamant that he wants to fight. So luckily, after about 20 minutes of trying to talk to this guy and trying to appeal to this guy on a man-to-man level, and literally I had to say to him, like, bro, look, we're two black men, all right? I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you, bro. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to hurt me. Like, please, I am asking you to just back off. Like, just leave. And had to eat him calling me some names and saying some pretty fucked up shit. But at the end of the day, man, I did not want to fight this guy. So we're going to go to our second officer. Much like Officer McMagnet, this is Officer McTough Guy. And it plays into what I just told you guys. When we're working security, we are a agent of our company. We are a representation of our industry. Unlike that police officer in the first video, you don't have to prove how tough you are. It's okay in security. If nobody's told you this, coffee. It's okay in security, if nobody's ever told you this, to take the L. And when I say take the L, I mean take the verbal L. Take the emotional L, so to speak. That guy last night that wanted to fight, for 20 minutes, I had to convey to this guy that I was more than happy to be what he was calling me, more than happy to accept the disrespect that he was sending my direction, because the alternative was that I was going to have to fuck this guy up. And I want you guys to know that no matter how much I come on here and I preach and talk about de-escalation and how much I talk about professionalism, I want you guys to understand there is nothing about me that is a bitch. There is nothing about me that is a pushover. And if push comes to shove, I will literally fuck somebody up. I have every possible tool at my disposal to accomplish whatever I need to accomplish, whether that is subduing, whether that is extracting, or whether that is ultimately dealing with whatever issue I have to in whatever form I have to. But that is the absolute last result for a lot of different reasons. Professional reasons, industry reasons, personal reasons, legal reasons, civil reasons. Okay? But I don't want you guys to think for 1 second that I'm not capable of taking care of myself. I am, and I have on very, very many occasions when necessary. But it is so much easier to avoid the fight. You win 100% of the fights that you're not involved in. So this next officer clearly does not get that memo. So this is Officer McToughguy. Hey, before we do that, let me pull up a couple of these comments. We got 2 comments here. Let's see here. Blue collar, facts, brother. Yes, absolutely. It's called being professional. Exactly. Guys, look, under different circumstances, and I tell people this, you know, we all work in security and we have people that say, when you get off, I'm going to X, Y, and Z. And I tell people, you are better off doing whatever you want to do to me while I'm on the clock. Because when I'm off the clock, I don't have post orders. When I'm off the clock, I'm not worried about what the client thinks. When I'm off the clock, I'm not concerned about what my company thinks. When I'm off the clock, you're talking about Damien. And I'm going to deal with this situation a lot differently when you're talking about me and you on the street, just 2 grown men. So whatever it is that you want to do or you think you're going to do, whatever you've gassed yourself up to believe that you're going to be able to pull off, you're better off doing that shit between the hours of 9 and 5 when I'm working. Because if you do that shit when I'm off work, we're going to have a different conversation, right? All right, let's get to Officer McToughguy. Here we go. Ready? And boom.
You know, with the flashlight. You trying to spray them. Get your shit, bro. Spray
Let go. It ain't worth it. No, man, say you hit that nigga with a chair, man.
No, he hit that black guy with a chair. Y'all should get his ass back with a chair.
That's my family, bro.
That guy, the Mexican, gonna tell you.
Get off me, bro. Come on, man. Stop.
I don't know what this guy was thinking, right? If you look at the beginning of the video, when he pulls the pepper spray, everybody kind of backs off, right? The officer is taking that step forward and re-engaging in the situation. Now, I will tell you guys, here in I almost said Pennsylvania, here in Portland, here in Oregon, that might be considered where the officer is now the aggressor, right? If we go back to the very beginning of that video, everything breaks up. He pulls out the pepper spray and everybody separates. Is that the end of the engagement? Has he now gone from being the victim to the aggressor? Listen, you caught an ass whooping. You caught that L. You got to eat that, because re-engaging and trying to get your get back, in my opinion, let's back this shit back up. Let me back this back up. Hang on. Let's watch the very beginning of this. And you guys tell me, does this look like he is re-engaging in the fight when everything is over? I'll bring it back into full screen.
You dead wrong. You dead wrong, and you. You know, with the flashlight. You trying to spray them. Get your shit, bro. Spray.
Could it be argued that he's the aggressor at this point? I'm going to be honest with you here in Oregon. I'm going to say that that's probably the situation. They're going to say that he re-engaged the situation after everyone broke it apart. There was no need for him to go back into this fight. He's trying to get back at these guys, and then this shit goes south. Let's continue.
Let it go. It ain't worth it. No, man, say you hit that nigga with a chair, man.
No, he hit that black guy with a chair. Y'all gonna get his ass back with a chair.
That's my family, bro.
That guy, the Mexican, gonna tell you.
Get off me, bro. Come on, man. Stop.
I'm feeling your ass. Call the fucking cops.
Hey, go police. Get off.
You want me to hit somebody else? Get on there.
Stop. Come on, Tail. Let's roll, bro. Let's roll, bro. Come on, man. What you want to do time for? Come on, Tail. What you want to do time? Let's roll, cuz he's a police officer, man. Bro, you can't let him run up on me. You ain't gonna win no way. Ain't no way you're gonna win.
So there's your ass baton that everybody likes to carry, right? This just goes to show you every single item that you have at your disposal is a potential weapon for the subject that you're dealing with, right? You've got that ass baton on you. You've got, you know, a fucking knife. You have a firearm. Like, if you're not in a situation where you can control your weapons, you're literally a Christmas tree that's hanging all kinds of different items that can now be used against you. It's not just a tool for you to utilize. It's also a weapon for the people that you're dealing with. Let's continue.
No way. No way.
Don't film, please. Excuse me.
Too late.
No. Stop filming.
You can't stop me.
No, sir. Excuse me. No.
It's too late. Okay.
I get it, guys. That's embarrassing. You know, I would not want to be in a situation where, you know, I get my ass handed to me, you know. But unfortunately, you have to be, it's hard to say you have to be a professional in that situation, but I can see at least 3 points in this one scenario, this one situation where he is re-engaging the subjects. And I get it. You're a grown man. You don't want to have to deal with that. You don't want to have to live with that, have that on your ego, have that on your soul. I get it. But this guy is extremely lucky. Number one, he's extremely lucky that the people that were around him, you have some people in the peripheral that are getting involved, some people that are trying to help the other guy. But for the most part, it's not completely egregious. There was a couple chair shots in there, but you know, any of these situations, one degree more, and it could have been fatal. You know what I mean? Somebody could have hit this guy in the head with the asp. They could have hit him in the head with the chair. Like, they could have killed this guy, you know? I don't know that it's worth it. I don't know that's worth it. All right. So the next one, this is the one we got to talk about today, guys. This is a situation that is all over the news right now. It's trending right now on social media. This happened on Saturday or Sunday, and it happened in the UK. This is the one that I think is most applicable to us working in security for a couple of different reasons. Let's watch the first video, and then we'll watch the news story that surrounds it. Let's go ahead and bring it in.
Man, I'm allowed to film here. You know that.
You gotta give them powers there, man.
I'm allowed to film.
Give them powers there. They're sleeping here. And they're not allowed to stand here.
What's your point? That's outrageous behaviour. You've got to admit that's outrageous behaviour. What are you doing?
They give them powers there.
So what? You're covering his sleeping bag. That's wrong, and you know that. What are you doing? I don't give a shit about that. That is out of order. Bang out of order. That is bang out of order. Yeah.
Hey, yo. How you not causing trouble, man?
No, yeah, what do you mean why he's causing trouble? He just covered his sleeping bag in water. It's like winter. No, mate, don't give it. Doesn't matter. That is outrageous.
You cover his sleeping bag in water. That's outrageous. That's bang on wrong, man. Right? That situation that I deal with all the time. Homeless person sleeping up against the building. Someone that you've told 700 times to not camp in that area. Someone that in general is either pissing on the building or jerking off in front of the window. All kinds of things, right? But when you go out there and you make that approach and you decide that this person will not leave, a lot of times people say, hey, let's just get some water. You know, get some water, throw some water over there, or start cleaning the sidewalk, start spraying the sidewalk down. And you have to understand that as much sense as that makes in your mind, that is a viable option, that's not the perception of the people that see it from the outside, right? I'm going to share with you guys the news story. This is just one of hundreds of news stories that's talking about this situation. This is yet again another black eye for security. And I understand where these guys are coming from. I'm not saying that it's right, but I get the frustration. I get the frustration of having someone that is camping on property. The police won't show up. Your legislation won't do anything. Your city leaders won't do anything. They're advocating for homeless people to be able to behave in any sort of egregious way that they want. And then you do something, and now that's the story. I understand the frustration, but we have to be aware of how that comes across. So this is just one of, like I said, hundreds of news stories that is covering this. And I want you to listen to the way that they're framing it. Listen to what they're saying the security guards did to this person. Listen to the verbiage, very important.
Now we bring you a disturbing story from London, where McDonald's UK is facing backlash over an alleged employee's actions against a homeless man. Here are the details. In a shocking incident that occurred on Victoria Street, a security guard affiliated with McDonald's was caught on video manhandling a homeless man. The video was shared on social media on Saturday, 9th.
Okay, stop. Manhandling a homeless man. Was there any manhandling in that video? Did anyone see that officer or that guard put his hands on that homeless person at all? Right? Not one bit did that person manhandle that homeless person. But this is the way that it's being shared.
December. Just take a look. The incident has since sparked outrage, both online and offline. The victim, 25-year-old Aaron McCarthy from Ireland, was sitting outside a Nationwide Bank branch adjacent to McDonald's when this incident occurred.
Sitting outside. He's just sitting outside. He's not camping, right? He's not posted up outside the business. He's just sitting outside, just chilling. Just chilling.
According to reports, when McCarthy refused to move at the request of the guard, the latter resorted to covering McCarthy's blanket and belongings in bleach. McDonald's UK has since issued an apology condemning the guard's disgusting behavior. The company has stated that the third-party security guards involved have been permanently removed from the restaurants. McDonald's has also expressed their intention to work with the council to locate McCarthy and make amends. As part of their ongoing work to support charities in the area, they've also emphasized the importance of treating all people with respect, something that people seemingly keep forgetting. This incident not only highlights the challenges faced by the homeless, but also raises questions about the responsibilities of corporate entities towards vulnerable members of the community.
That's absolutely insane, right? Not only is McDonald's cutting ties with the entire security company, they are actively seeking out this homeless person to make amends. And we know what that means, right? Birdman hand rub. This guy's going to get a bag. Okay. And then on top of that, the newscaster is saying that corporate companies, that's going to be McDonald's and the security company, have lost sight of how to treat people. This is the way that the narrative is being written about this situation. So I'm going to give you guys my 5 things to think about when working security and dealing with the homeless in this situation because it is so important. We talk about this all the time on this channel. We talk about the perception. We talk about how when you find yourself in these situations, whether it's the fighting with someone, whether it's the getting into the ego battle where you're head to head, nose to nose, or whether you're dealing with a homeless person that won't move. And I have this exact situation. This exact situation is something that I deal with on a daily basis. Each one of these, someone challenging you to a fight, someone, just being aggressive and being in your personal space, a homeless person not being able to move or not wanting to move. These are all things that I deal with. And I would assume many of you, if you're working in this industry, you deal with this as well. So how do you handle it? And that's the question that so many of you say. You go, well, then shit, man, what do we do? I can't do this. I can't do that. You're telling me I can't get involved. I can't put my hands on. I can't defend myself. I get it. So I'm going to give you guys my 5 tips of what you can do in this situation, or better yet, ways that you can think about these situations that can help you stay out of these environments and situations that end you up on social media, on YouTube, and out of a job. Before we do that, let's get a couple comments in here. Let's see what we got. Lost the entire contract. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Delaney says, well, it looks like the liberal media is in the UK too. The liberal media is everywhere. Guys, let's be honest. Where is the conservative media? It's not in any Western country right now that I know of. I can't think of anywhere where there's a conservative media because, let's get on a little bit of a political rant here. There's nothing that conservatism offers that the masses want. What does conservatism offer? Fiscal responsibility, personal responsibility, accountability. None of that to the general masses in large numbers. Does that compare or compete with what the left is offering? What does the left offer? Nothing is your fault. Everything is someone else's fault. You are not responsible for anything. We will take care of everything. So to the average person, which one makes more sense to you if that's what you buy into? Most people are going to lean left because the left is saying that anything and everything that you want to do, however you want to behave, whatever you believe in, whatever you think is true, whatever you think is right, whatever you think is real, all good. We will pay for everything. There's not much on the conservative side that is appealing to most people, unless you're the person that's paying for everything. Then you don't want to be a part of that. All right, so here are my top 5 pieces of advice. Number 5, guys, listen. Nobody cares about the cause. Nobody cares what led to that Officer McMagnet going over to that guy. Nobody gives a shit. That guy could have come in. He could have cussed everybody out. He could have threw cheeseburgers at everybody. He could have said that he was going to shoot up the place. Nobody cares. And to be fair, when the video starts, it doesn't start with the initial issue. The video will always start, and the video will always be edited when you make the approach. The second that you start walking towards the guy, that's when the video is going to start. And regardless of what the situation is, regardless of what led to you making that contact, whatever caused you to have an interaction with that person, you have to know that nobody, whether that's public opinion, the contract, or your company, nobody gives a fuck. So you have to behave accordingly. Nobody cares. It matters to you. And when you guys make comments on the videos, or you make comments in the community section, when we have dialogue, you all can articulate and tell me why you should do something. Well, if this person did this, I'm going to go hands-on because. Well, if this person's stealing, I'm going to do this because. All of that makes sense. And 9 times out of 10, you guys are 100% right. But does it matter? Does it matter once it hits social media? Does it matter once it goes to court and the people that are calling you a nigger and the people that are calling you an asshole and telling you that you're a piece of shit and your job doesn't matter? Those are the people sitting in the jury. Does it matter to them? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter when it's the poor, defenseless, homeless person or the 17-year-old guy that challenged that cop to a fight. It doesn't matter. So you guys have to know that, understand that, and accept that. Number 4, let the company take point. You're working security in that McDonald's. The subject that had the sweatshirt on that's getting all aggressive and egregious, get the manager from McDonald's to come out. You're working at the McDonald's and the homeless guy won't move. Get the manager from McDonald's to come out. The guy that the Mexican guy got into the fight with, whatever led to that situation, get the manager from McDonald's to come out. Get them from back behind that counter and in front. Why? Because they need to be front and center when that camera comes on. They need to be the one telling each one of these people in each one of those videos, hey, bud, it's time to go. They're the representative from the company. While you are working in a security capacity, while you're working in a protective or response capacity, your position should be responding to the threat that that person proposes. But if there's no threat and they're just being belligerent, that's when you call the cops. Let the cops come in and get into the fight. Let that person make a move towards the McDonald's employee, and then you go hands-on. The cameras are already out. The video was already being recorded. This puts you in a position where you can now further articulate why you got involved. Because any situation where you're just standing there nose to nose, head to head, chest to chest with someone and getting into a fight, there's no way to back that up. Now, further on in my list, I'm going to assume, I'm not looking at it right now, I'm going to assume that you're going to be wrong no matter what. But at least in the court of public opinion, if you are in a response role as a security guard and you're responding to either one of those subjects doing something to the representative of that company, it looks a hell of a lot better than if you're just standing there nose to nose and then getting into a fight. Get somebody from that company out from behind that counter and interacting with the person that's causing the problem. Number 3, be nice until the end of the shift. Just be nice. I don't care if that homeless person is sitting there for 4 hours. Every interaction that you have with that homeless person that is posted up in that position, if your post orders or your company or your contract says that it is your job to try and remove that person, every single time that you go out there and you have a conversation with that person, be nice. Assume that the camera is on. If you go out there and you say, hey, bud, it's time for you to move, we're closing up, we got to clean up this area. Fuck you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, hey, look, I'm not going to stand here and hover over you. I need you to move. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. I would appreciate it if you pack up your stuff and then dip out. Go back in 10 minutes. Hey, but I need you to move. If you have to offer him a free cheeseburger, you got to offer him a Coke, whatever it is, be nice and don't get to the point where you're dumping water in or around this person, because if it gets recorded, this is the fallout. You're working for 8 hours. You're working for 16 hours. It doesn't matter how many times you have to be having an interaction with these people or interaction with this person. You're on the clock and getting paid regardless. More than likely, if you're not interacting with that person, you're going to be standing somewhere. You're going to be posted somewhere. You're going to be sitting somewhere, twiddling your fingers, fucking around on Instagram or Facebook. You might as well be doing something. Interacting with that person until they leave, or until the cops get there, or until you get that representative out there and that person decides to do something stupid that now you can be justified in going hands-on. But putting yourself in a situation where you're pouring water or you're getting into an argument or you're yelling and screaming back and forth with this person, that is not going to end well for you as an officer. Just be nice for the entirety of the time that you're working your shift. It's not your store. It's not your restaurant. It's not your building. You are working in a capacity. Just stay within that capacity. I know it's frustrating, guys. I do this shit every single day. I work 16-hour shifts. I am as frustrated and as tired of these people as anybody else. But what I don't want is to end up on the news or social media or in jail because I couldn't control myself. Let's grab some comments real quick. Let's see what we got. Whoo! Kay Larson. Yep, just like you mentioned in your short, we are nicely convincing someone to do what we ask, period. They don't have to comply, but we can convince them to comply. Absolutely. My man Blue Collar says, when I worked at the casino, we dealt with 5150s all day. Guys, if you don't know 5150, that is cray-cray, right? All right, let's get to number 2. The contract will cut you and everybody else. Did you guys see what they said in that video, the news report? McDonald's is cutting the contract with the third-party company, not with that officer, with the entire company. So the guys who were off that day, the guys who weren't working that shift that day, the guys who were planning to come in that next morning, work their shift, get their check, be able to take care of their family, everybody gets it. And this is what I try to tell people in the company that I work for. Many of the times when I have these conversations, you guys got to remember, most of the people who work for the company that I'm in, they can't fucking stand me because they think that my view of myself is that I know it all. Oh, he's a know-it-all. And it's not that I'm a know-it-all. It's that I'm a know-it-all that talks about security in a 180-degree difference of the way that they talk about security. Most people that work in security have a forward operator mentality. They have this thought process that we are doing something more than what we're actually contracted to do. That we're somehow law enforcement adjacent. That we're somehow there to be a hands-on force or a hands-on presence. And that's simply not the case. So when we have conversations about de-escalating, when we have conversations about staying within the scope of your work, when we have conversations about following the post orders, all of the things that I'm talking about, that is 100% common sense, and that is 100% in line with what we are supposed to be doing. It is the proper way of doing our job. But when 99.9% of the people don't wish to operate under the proper way of doing their job, the person who is talking about the proper way seems like the fucking asshole. And I get it. I get it. I don't deny it. I don't shy away from it. It is what it is. But what my goal is that there are people who work in security across the board, former military, former law enforcement. And both of these people, they might have a pension. They might have 100% disability. They might get a check from the government every single month that covers their bills. And when they're working in security, that's extra money. That's boat money. That's hunting money. That's gun money. That's fishing money. That's gambling money. So if the contract gets cut, it doesn't affect them. But for a lot of you that are out there, and for me, this is how I feed my family. This is how I pay my bills. So to me, it is so important to come on here and try to help educate younger officers, because if you are working in security for whatever reason, because you like the job, you like the career, you like the industry, you're good at it. Maybe you want to be a cop down the line, but you're not ready. Maybe you want to be a cop. I know some people that want to be cops and they don't have the educational level to actually do it. Some people don't have the comprehension to be able to do it, but they're great security guards. I want that industry to still be a viable option. But if guards are operating in ways where the entire contract is going to get cut, there's nothing for anyone. And I don't want that for you guys. So be aware that your actions not only reflect on you or will have an ultimate result that ends in you losing your job. Keep in mind that this could lead to everyone losing their job. And if it's a bad enough situation, it can lead to problems across the board for the entire security industry. Number one, you cannot win. So minimize your exposure. Guys, you can't win. I tell you all the time, it doesn't matter what you do in any one of these situations, you're going to be wrong. If you're the officer in the very first video and the 17-year-old is talking shit and he's threatening you and you don't do anything, you're in the wrong. People are going to say, why did you do this? This is putting cops in danger. If you're the officer that is going head to head with the subject in McDonald's and you back off and let this person be an asshole and throw cheeseburgers and get into it with everybody, you don't do anything, you're going to be in the wrong. If you get into the fist fight with the guy, you're going to be in the wrong. If you do what I'm telling you to do and you get the employee to come out and make the interaction and wait before you go hands-on, you're going to be wrong. No matter what you do in security, you're going to be wrong all the time, every time. No argument about it. So the only thing that you can do is minimize your exposure. What do I mean? Your exposure to liability, your exposure to civil liability, your exposure to being physically harmed or hurt. Everything that I tell you guys, everything that I try to teach you guys, it's all about limiting your exposure to all of the things that are detrimental to your life, your lifestyle, and your freedom. Minimizing your exposure. That's all you can do. How can you do your job to the best of your ability, get the desired result that you're looking for, while minimizing your legal liability, your liability to your company, your liability to the contract, and your civil liability? That's it, guys. That's all you can do is minimize your liability. We got one more comment here before we get off. Let's see here, my man, Delaney. Sad part is that some of these customers that hire security companies think that we have police powers and complain when we don't take it to that point. We're screwed either way. We are, and I've talked about this, guys. I've talked about how important it is for you to help educate your client. The person that's working at McDonald's, corporate knows that they need security, and corporate might be located in Ohio, and they know that Portland McDonald's on South Street needs security, so they facilitate that. It's your job as the security officer, the company supervisor, or the owner of the company. It's your job to help educate those managers and those lower level employees as to what your job is. When you guys are there and you're on shift and you're having these conversations, instead of trying to get some pussy, right? Have a conversation with the female that's behind the counter as to what your job is and what you're able to do and what you're able to accomplish. These are the conversations that we should be having. We should be trying our absolute best to educate our clients so that they understand and know, because many of them don't. And you guys you'll say, well, our company doesn't want us to have conversations, or we shouldn't be talking about, the business aspect. Guys, you shouldn't be talking about a lot of shit you're talking about, but you're doing it. I know you're doing it. You know why I know that? Because I do it. I'm not perfect, but I know that a lot of you are having other conversations. You could be talking about your post orders. You could be talking about the powers that you have versus the powers that you don't have. You could be talking about ways to signal each other in your job. If you're working at that McDonald's and an employee feels that they're being harassed or they're in danger, a way for them to signal to you that they don't feel comfortable with this subject and how you guys can go about dealing with that. There's all kinds of things that you guys could do, that we could do as an industry. It's up to us. We have to be more forward facing in helping to train the people that we're working with, because they don't know, guys. They don't. We have to cut some slack to the employees and to the contractors, to the people that are just working. They don't understand this lifestyle. There's times where I'll be at work and I'll ask a cashier, I'll say, hey, did you notice that guy had a knife in his hand? Or did you notice that guy had a knife on his hip? Or did you notice that guy was wearing a gun? I'll just ask him randomly, like as I'm watching cashiers interact with customers. And sometimes these are just normal customers, or maybe they're customers with mental illness or homeless or whatever. And I'll ask them, hey, did you notice this about that guy? They don't notice anything. Their mind is just somewhere else. Okay. So we can't expect them to understand what it is that we're there to do or what it is that we're there to accomplish. They just see us in a uniform, especially if you're armed, you're dressed like a cop. They just assume that you're a cop, right? But we have to do a better job of teaching that. Blue Collar says facts. Absolutely. So guys, listen, I'm going to open this up real quick to 2 or 3 more comments. If anybody else has anything before we get out of here, if anybody wants me to replay any of the 3 videos, honestly, I would love to see the cop fight again, because my man was 100% about this shit. Let's do that. Let's play that video one more time. We're going to play the cop video. All right. This is the cop fighting the 17-year-old. You can tell this dude had just had enough. He was like, bring it. Let's get it popping.
Mouth.
No,
you can't control that.
Okay.
That's mouth to self.
Yeah, I could tell. I could put some. Oh, okay, push you again, right? And then do it, and you still ain't gonna do nothing. And you still ain't gonna do nothing. All day, you still ain't gonna do. Still ain't gonna do it. I'm right here, man. I'm right here. Is that all y'all do on the east side? Is run your mouth? Is that all you do on the east side? Is run your damn mouth? You all think we're just a bunch of bitches? You think I'm supposed to show up and have you run your mouth? Come on then. Come on then. I'm right here. Push you again. I pushed you once and you scared. That's why you scared. Camera is on.
Now it's on.
My camera's been on. My camera's been on. You scared? Come on. You scared, right?
Right next to you.
Scared, right?
You better keep that camera.
You scared? You want me to leave it in my car? Is that what you want?
That camera with you.
You want me to leave it in my car?
You better keep that.
What do you want me to do for you to put some hands on me?
Just come back over.
You want me to put my pistol away? You want me to put my badge away?
Come back over without your uniform.
Okay, I'll be back tonight then.
Yeah, come back tonight.
Okay.
Come back tonight.
But in the meantime, I'm right here.
No, I'm not gonna touch you while you got
Yeah,
your
of course not. You're not. You scared, son. You run your mouth, but you scared.
I just ain't gonna get in that charge on no.
You run your mouth. He's scared. I just told him I wasn't gonna arrest him. I'm not even gonna tase you. I'm not even gonna mace you. I'm gonna give you these hands, and you're still gonna run your mouth. You're still scared. He's scared. Am I right or am I wrong? You scared, right? Is that how we do it on the east side, right? You want these hands, you can have them. I won't even arrest you, son. You scared. That's what you is. That's why everybody around here punk you. Because you ain't nothing but a pussy. You. What's your last name, man?
He's good. He's good. He's good. Don't do it.
You good?
Don't do it.
Rookie shirt first. See, that's something bad.
You all right? Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
He's good. Don't do it. Don't do it. What the fuck?
Done?
You pussy bitch.
All right.
Run
all
your
right.
fucking mouth. Hold on. What the fuck?
Done?
Don't arrest him. Don't arrest him.
What the fuck? See, I thought it was gonna be a one-on-one. What type of shit was that?
My partner didn't fucking do nothing.
Man, you pussy ass bitch.
Fuck you.
Man, what's up?
You scared.
What's up?
You got
Done?
these hands.
I'm
You
scared.
scared.
I'm scared, huh? I'm
We're
scared.
done. We're done.
We ain't done.
We're done.
Fuck that shit.
Done.
We is not
Ego's
done on
bruised
this.
Done.
now. My man ego is bruised.
Fuck that.
Done.
Weesh.
735.
Bitch ass out.
We're 10-4.
Yo, that cop, I need to find out where this dude was at, man. That dude was about that life, man. I'm not condoning it. Anybody that's listening, I am not condoning it, okay? I'm not condoning that situation, but that cop was 100% with the shit. He put in that work. All right, so, all right, guys, that's all. That's all I got. If anybody else has any more comments, I'll give you one more minute if you want to throw up a comment, or if you want to jump into the stream and ask me any questions. If not, we'll jump out of here. I appreciate it, man. Let's see what we got here. He said, what was that cop thinking? I'm going to say what that cop was thinking. That cop was thinking he was done with being challenged. You know, there's a much longer video, guys. If you just type in Springfield officer fights teenager or something like that, the whole video comes up. It's like a 20-minute video. So the cop is just trying to do his job. He's dealing with the family, the parents, and the 17-year-old comes up out of nowhere and just starts talking shit. And he's running his mouth. And the cop, he's on some big brother shit. He's like, look, man, like, you're talking all that shit, but at the end of the day, like, if you want to get it on, we can get it popping. He was like, I ain't gonna do nothing to you, but whoop your ass. And the dude says he wanted it. So, you know, it's not a good career move, you know, definitely not in today's day and age. And unfortunately, I feel like for security, a lot of security guards have the same feeling. And it comes down to ego. Again, it comes down to ego. Guys, look, you don't have to prove anything. Only thing you got to prove is that you can take care of your family. Like, the measure of a man, I'm going to calm it down here. The measure of a man is, are you able to take care of your responsibility and your families? That's it. You don't get any points for beating up somebody in the street. Short of protecting your life, or protecting the life of somebody else that you care about or that you're responsible for, you don't win anything. The small victory that you feel, and I'm sure that cop had a small moment of victory. I'm sure that didn't feel as good when he was having his badge removed from him and he was being slapped with charges and being arrested and being walked out of his police department, and then having to go home and explain to his wife, explain to his parents that he threw it all away over some crackhead ass 17-year-old that has probably no future in life. It's not worth it. It's just not. And it's not worth it if you end up getting killed in the process. You know? So we'll leave it at that, guys. All right. As always, it's been a pleasure. I hope that you guys are enjoying what we're doing here. If you're feeling these streams, if you like the way that we're doing these streams, I would appreciate you putting that in the comments. When I come out of the stream here and I start playing the intro music or whatever, put in the comments if you like the way that we're doing this. Do you like the videos? Do you like the breakdowns? Do you like the commentary? If you don't, that's cool. But I want to make sure that we're serving you guys and giving you guys what you're needing, and that we're providing something. All right. So let me know what your thoughts are on what we're doing here. Okay. All right. Drop me some comments before we go. This will be on for one more minute until the song is done. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.
Shot for the round and mid deploy, ayy. Ran up on my dog, don't catch a slow, ayy. What? Nigga. No boyfriend, 4 for 1 to the project. Lying young and street, made the pussy bring the black bag. Standing in the kitchen, whipping nigga, catch a contact. Shot for the round and mid deploy, ayy. Ran up on my dog, don't catch a slow, ayy. Love my pistol, dog, and fit just like a glove. I ain't come up out the dread, they no fool me, was selling drugs. Dope boyfriend, just like Juicy Jane, 3-6. Lying young screens, I been turned up with the demons. Ay, Trapper gave a son to believe in. I been on my grind, them hating niggas hate to see him. Ay, Shawty said she falling for a trapper. Ay. Try to rob it on my dog and get a clapper. Ay. We the ones that really make it happen. When my pistol by my belt up, they ask about it, it's fashion. Ay. Yeah, you really getting money for the capture. See the body on the gram and he even cap on his capture. Ay. You ain't talking money, then you yapping when you lose it all, my nigga. And I just remember who had it. Ay. I been rapping nigga like a bandit. Ay. Made the car just to answer, they want that status. Dope boyfriend, 4 for 1 to the project. Lying young and street, made the pussy bring the black bag. Standing in the kitchen, whipping nigga, catch a contact. Shot for the round and mid deploy, ayy. Ran up on my dog, don't catch a slow, ayy. Love my pistol, dog, and fit just like a glove. I ain't come up out the dread, they no fool me, was selling drugs. Shot for the